J.D. Greear is, dare I say, a world-renowned pastor. He's written over 15 books and he's the lead pastor of a church with over 10,000 people. He also just so happens to be the pastor of the church where I became a Christian at, the Summit Church, in a little town called Raleigh, North Carolina. But why am I telling you all of this? Well, recently I stumbled upon Edelweiss, a site where you can get digital arcs of books. So of course I had to check out the Christian section, and lo and behold, J.D. Greear has a book with an upcoming release. So I checked out the promo video, requested the book, and that brings me to today. In the promo video, J.D. Greear asks a couple questions that are in the book. One of the questions being, should Christians read Harry Potter? Because that's an actual question that I have. And so I'm curious. So I was looking through the table of contents to see where that question is, and it's not there. Now, will I be disappointed if that question is not answered in this book? Yes. Am I reading this book for the sole purpose of finding the answers to that question? Yes. Now, am I still going to read this book? Yes. But it better be in there somewhere. I will be very disappointed. But let's start reading. Life is full of difficult questions, and many of them seem impossible to answer. In 12 Truths and a Lie, Pastor J.D. Greear confidently tackles some of the most perplexing questions that Christians face, such as, what is my purpose? Why isn't God answering my prayers? How do I know if I'm going to heaven? First thing right off the bat, this is not formatted for Kindle, which I think it's just the publisher. I'm guessing it's the publisher, not the website. I think they just didn't format I don't know if it's a PDF or whatever for the Kindle, but it might be a little more challenging to read than a normal book. Oh, okay, we're off to a good start. So he does the introduction, and in the introduction he says, as a pastor, I get asked a lot of questions. So many, in fact, that I created a podcast called Ask Me Anything that has been listened to almost 2 million times. I am a listener. Our listeners submit some pretty good sticklers. Some of the best ones include, what color is God? Won't heaven get boring after a while? Does God care if Duke wins their next game? No. Is reading Harry Potter books wrong? Do I have to close my eyes to pray? Is reading Harry Potter books wrong? Is in the introduction. My boy better answer the question. Can I play the lottery if I promise to give the church 10%? This is not formatted at all, fam. I'm like tempted to email the publisher and be like, yo, I will format it for you because this is tough. Like, we have stuff that's in the footer. Yeah, stuff that would be in the footer is just on the page. And then the page numbers are also on the page. So he did 2 Truths and a Lie, which is funny. Also, it's funny because there's like an inside joke with the church, the Summit Church that he leads that he's a pastor of, and about Nicolas Cage. And so one of his like 2 Truths and a Lie statements is about Nicolas Cage. It's so funny. He's funny. Is this the first J.D. Greear book that I've read? It might be. I know I have a couple. I have the blue one. I don't know if I ever bought that one on prayer. Yeah, if this is the final version that's going to Kindle, this is not good. This is not good. TV my personal chair. He just gave a good analogy about faith. It was good. I can see the objections to that analogy though. It was good. I love good analogies and metaphors for questions related to the faith or like stumbling blocks that people might have. I think those are really good ways to explain it in a different way and get people thinking differently. Yeah, so This is gonna be a good book. I'm already laughing. I can just hear him because I know him. Well, like I've heard him preach for how many years of my life. And so I can hear him and hear how he like cracks jokes and whatnot. And so that's just extra fun. I think if I didn't like know him, it might be a little different. It might be a little off-putting, the number of jokes he's already put into this book, and I'm only on page 8. It might be a little off-putting, but because I can hear it in like a sermon, it's enjoyable. Hi. It's the next day and reading 12 Truths and a Lie. I'm still in the lie, so I would love to read 2 truths today and see if he continues on with this like jokey type, very casual writing. But let's see. I'm 25% of the way through the book, and the Edelweiss copy that was on my Kindle was so hard. So I ended up finding out that it's actually also on NetGalley. So I downloaded the NetGalley copy, and that one is better. The only thing is though that for whatever reason, whenever a sentence starts with the TH, it just removes the TH. So there's a lot of sentences, like even on, I think the previous page. Yeah, on the previous page, you can see this. It says, is assignment, the Great Commission, is blah, blah, blah. But it's really supposed to be this assignment, comma, the Great Commission. I'll show you real quick. So that just gets confusing and it catches me off guard, but there is a telltale sign of that because that letter is lowercase, but sometimes it's just confusing because it's like, oh, is it a continuation from a previous word on the previous page? But yeah, I don't know why these copies are just so not formatted for the Kindle. It's very interesting. But in terms of the actual book, it has been good. I think I can't necessarily say it's a book that I would reread every year. It's basically the gospel in every single chapter again and again and again in different ways. The current chapter that I'm on is about work, and me and work, it's a lifelong battle for me to have a proper biblical perspective on work. So this chapter I've just like been highlighting everything in this chapter specifically, but it'll be interesting to see the other chapters that I might be less interested in and seeing how they are. But overall, I will say that he is a lot less jokey. There's like very minimal jokes, like it's very much more serious vibe. So really just the intro is really, really playful, which is fun. But yeah, it's a lot more readable than the John Piper book. And so I feel like I'm going through it quickly, but we'll see how long it actually takes to read. I'm 70% of the way through, so chugging along, but the formatting is still an issue, but I think I'm more used to it. Some of the questions I started taking notes. And some of the questions are about why doesn't God answer my prayers, or what is God's will for my life. One question was about anxiety. The question I'm on now is about hell. And so the questions are really good. They're broad spectrum. Still waiting on the Harry Potter question. But so far so good. It's also feels like it's reading quickly, but it could just be in my brain. It also is on a Kindle, so the Kindle just feels faster. But yeah, I'm on truth number 9. All done. Final thoughts. Formatting was an issue. I think it just caught me really off guard in general, and so that's why I was like freaking out in the beginning. Got a little bit more used to it, but it's still not good. So formatting's not great. I'm going to throw out the questions on the screen, but these are the questions that are answered in the book. And my 2 favorite questions are, How can I know God's will for my life? And how can a loving God send people to hell? And so those are really hard questions. I appreciated those questions a lot and the answers to them. But I think, who is this book for? This book is for you if these questions are interesting to you, or if you have a friend that might be asking those types of questions and you want to prepare. I think the book can give you a good framework for how to think through those questions. But this book was really great because I was wondering if it would be more like his sermons condensed down into a book, but it's not. But it's still very readable. So it's almost like he dictated the book into writing. And so it's very readable, even though the formatting is not great. Overall, I would give it 3 stars, and that might sound low, but I think 3 is average. It was good for what it was. I think it could be really great book for certain people, maybe 4-star read for certain people, maybe 2-star reads for other people as well. But for me, I think it's just very middle of the road, like 3.5 stars. But yeah, it was really fun, at least for me. I think people who are members of the summit would probably enjoy this more than other people, just having some type of a relationship with JD as the lead pastor. A 3.5 for me. Thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date in what I'm reading, you can check me out on Goodreads. But with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. And no, he didn't answer the Harry Potter question.